Hello, everyone, and welcome to the sideboard at the Milwaukee Open Series. I'm Glenn Jones, and I'm joined in the booth by Ryan Hipp.
Hi.
Welcome. You were playing a deck you described to me as it's kind of like Elves, and it does have a similar hyper mana engine kind of going on here. But you're using a lot of new cards to get there, and specifically you've had to replace a lot of Lost Elves, and you've incorporated Prophet of Krufix, the new Seedborn Muse.
Oh, yeah.
With a little bit of upgrade on the flash end. So let's start first with the mana. Elvish Mystic is a given, but you're also incorporating Sylvan Caryatid. I think a lot of people are expecting this card to be very good.
Right.
And Mana Whiff Sliver from Import.
Yeah. So originally the list, it's like Rug Ramp. It had Zertod Jude in it, but that card was too hard to cast. It didn't fix you. And then we're like, what other dorks are in the format? And Mana Whiff Sliver, and it fits the curve perfectly. It's the ones that get cut if you're cutting mana dorks. But it's actually been like very good, and people are like, give me this look every time you cast it. But it's when you get to untap with it every turn, it's just as good as other elves.
Yeah, it's very Farseek-esque in that it fixes whatever you want. It costs 2 mana, which is saying a lot in this format. Moving on, we do have Prophet of Krufix. Gives you some significant flash potential, obviously doubles the mana dorks, as you've just said. So what turned you on to actually trying to brew with Prophet specifically?
So the nut draw is turn 1 Mystic, turn 2 one of the other 2 mana dorks, or another Mystic, whatever, tap land, and then turn 3 you play Prophet. Now, turn 3 you play Prophet, then you say go, because usually decks don't have an answer for it that turn. Most don't, some do. And then end of their turn you can play Colonial Hydra, and then you untap again, and you play this for like 4 or 5 and just deal them 20.
Okay, so Mistcutter Hydra, Colonial Hydra, obviously
insane.
Fair bit of synergy together. I don't know if you guys actually know, Hydras have a storied history with +1/+1 counters. They've been incorporated that way in Magic for a really long time, and Wizards has not so subtly reminded us of that heritage recently.
You can feel the power level a little bit.
Yeah, and there we have a lot of good Hydras. They happen to use +1/+1 counters. Colonial Hydra was obviously a big deal in the Green-White Elves Hyperman deck from previous standard format. Mistcutter Hydra, that seems like a pretty good card to be running in this current standard format right now. The Pro Tour has definitely made big waves, one might say, with mono blue devotion decks. Obviously, Mistcutter seems to thrash them pretty good.
I saw that list, and there's definitely one of the considerations, and I'm just like, oh, this list just got insane. So if there's any matchup that's going to be a buy, I think it's that one, just because you play 4 Mistcutter's main.
Yeah, and they have very, very few ways to beat it. Master of Waves is actually a card you have written a little bit about in your own column on TC Player, I know.
And then it just blew up, and it called it, right?
Yeah, you wound up having to now come and beat that very deck, which is kind of peculiar. You're also playing a card we saw show up at Pro Tour Dragon's Maze, previous Pro Tours a few months ago, Plasm Capture. Hasn't really caught fire since. In this deck, it seems ideal since you have Seedborn Muse.
Absolutely.
And it is another way you can even triple your mana effectively, I guess, with a Plasm Capture in the mix. So we've talked a fair bit about the engine, and the threats are pretty obvious. A bunch of Hydras, and then you've got Rurik Thar, who is
he blocks the dragons and the demons and the whatever, and then just sixes them if they ever try to kill him. This guy.
But one of the keys to these kind of decks is actually being able to constantly refill your hand. Keep drawing enough fatties. You don't want to lose a Dreadbore on the one guy you played or something like that, like Wolf or Silverheart decks used to do. You have a lot of draw.
Right, because Wizards made you play 60 cards. You can't just play the sweet cards and hope to get there every game. So you got to play some card draw. Garruk was the Elves card choice. When you're playing a bunch of mana dorks, he just draws you cards, very good. But Zagana actually is something that gets very threatening when you have Hydras and it's just a 7/7 comes down at the end of their turn with Prophet, and then she just refills your hand, does everything you wanted to do.
Yeah, she seems just perfect for the deck, to be honest. And I really like the incorporation of Steam Augury as well. Mostly just as a flash card that, goes along with Prophet. You can actually represent a creature and still have a card draw spell, even if they don't make you want to play one. And that seems pretty sweet. How have your Steam Auguries been going so far? Have you had to split them any tricky ways? Or?
So I had one earlier. It was against blue-white-red, blue-white splashing, Chain of the Rocks, Helix, and something. And I flipped 5. It was 2 lands, Garruk. I think Garruk and the Colonium was in there, and I wanted the Garruk more than I wanted Colonium in that matchup because I didn't have Prophet active. In the Verdict matchup, Prophet's so I wanted the Garruk. So I put the Garruk in the pile with 3 to make me think I wanted this because he saw Mistcutter in the deck, and so he ended up giving me the Hydra anyway, but I tried to trick him, and I thought land Hydra was fine for the time being.
Okay, well. I'm looking forward to seeing this deck play more. How have you started off the tournament?
I'm 2-0 currently.
2-0, okay.
I beat the blue-white-red deck and then green-white aggro.
Green-white aggro? All right.
Prophet's unreal in that matchup. Yeah, it's just turn 3 Prophet, untap Fatty, untap Fatty, untap Fatty.
Yeah, they do not have enough Selesnya charms.
Yeah, Selesnya charm was real good, but I had one, like some of the Simic charms, and it was trading 1 for 1 of them is fine.
Sure. Okay, well, Brian, I'm sure your fans are looking forward to the upcoming article on this
absolutely.
and I'll just wish you good luck for the remaining rounds. Thanks.
Thank you.